Some people have different ways of teaching others how to be somebody in life. For instance, I plan on teaching my kids that if you watch enough extraterrestrial porn, then people might laugh at you on the internet. And that's terrible advice, which is why we're lucky that we have Mr. T to properly teach our kids how to make something of themselves. It's Mr. T's Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool, just in case you thought Ted Danson speaking about abstinence was too forced. Although if the credits are any indication, Mr. T has been replaced by Sugar Ray Leonard. T has the right idea though. Once I leave the bead shop, I too have the desire to sing.
Now everybody's got that time to play, but I'll pity the fool when there comes a day when he finds out his only guarantee is to make sure that he will be somebody.
Hear that? With enough practice, you too can make your rapping slightly more unintelligible than Dolomites. This song is already starting to speak to me. It's teaching me that with a little work, I can breakdance, and breakdance. That way, you can save the community recreation center, because your whole career will only consist of starring in Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Though there's a little more to the message here than just breakdancing. Why, you can surf down a slide, or miss a baseball. A lot of this imagery just looks like rejected A-Team ideas. B.A. Baracus goes undercover as a teacher, or a beach bum, or punches ants at a picnic. Honestly, I'm getting mixed messages in these educational videos. First, Winnie the Pooh teaches me to stay away from strangers, then this one teaches me to dance with them in the middle of the sidewalk.
Come over here. That's better. Now I can see you. You know me? Of course you do.
You're Mean Joe Green, obviously. Before we go any further, it's worth noting that if you have a gold allergy, best go home, because you can't be anybody, let alone somebody. The first chapter is on Shyness, where we see a little girl audition for a role.
This is a commercial for people who are...
What? I can't hear you.
This is a commercial for people who are really shy.
Perfect. She could replace Sofia Coppola in Godfather Part 3. I guess.
Just forget it.
No! You forget it! I was asked to do this commercial about shyness, and I'm gonna finish it!
Yikes. It's Julia Roberts at her first audition.
You don't have to be shy. Everybody deserves to be heard, so speak up for yourself. Thank you. And thank you.
There you go, girls. Lesson 1. Be a bitch. Now we get to learn a little bit about roots.
You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you're from.
See this tree here? It's tall, big, beautiful, and strong. But it wouldn't be here if it didn't have any roots.
Yeah, sounds like a good lesson, but he actually thinks the tree is powered by VHS copies of the movie Roots. Quick, distract us from the analogies with another song.
If you're gonna make it, you gotta know who you are. Be proud of your history.
Last time this many people worshipped a golden idol, Moses came in and stopped them. Girls, you're singing too clearly. I only understand when Mr. T is singing.
It's all up to you, so no matter what you do.
That voice, totally Mr. T's.
Be somebody.
Thanks, Uva Bowl. You know, so far in this special called Be Somebody, I'm seeing a lot of people failing. First at singing, then at sitting in a chair. Yeah, I guess if you want to be somebody, you do have to learn to sit first. Next up, T teaches about anger, which normally is the result of sticking your fist in potato salad and swatting at a fly. They're wishing for the dignified presence of Balky right now.
Be somebody.
Sorry, but I think Blossom was already cast. How about we get a little style on this show, perhaps?
Hey, everybody gotta wear clothes, and if you don't, you'll get arrested.
Actually, that's not true. You should see some of the movies in my collection. People make good money for keeping their clothes off. So when these kids reach 18, they could become porn stars. Hey, it's somebody. Mr. T teaching about style, though, is a little like Sam Kinison teaching about inside voices. With this chick's style, she could be an extra in the party scene from Weird Science. Plus, this guy could be Rick Astley's body double. The shirt here is perfect when you want people to think you've been shot in the chest.
Manny, all the breaks been going well for Manny. He's wearing the B-boy look. B for breaking, and boy, do that look tough.
Not tough like Arnold tough, more tough like Skippy from Family Ties tough. So far, this is the best episode ever of Tim and Eric, in that it's actually funny. Oh, what's wrong? You can't sit in a chair yet? Well, he can sit in a chair now, but he just plucked the stagehand's eye out. Next up is peer pressure, where kids are lucky enough to find a full pack of cigarettes and an unopened can of beer in the trash. Damn, these teens are so cool that even New Edition isn't putting a stop to their behavior. By the way, smoking and drinking totally makes you trip balls. How else do you explain Mr. T appearing out of thin air to judge you? Will someone just pay them $1 so they can stop?
Be somebody.
I will, Mr. Gay Porn Star. The section on recouping gets a little scary because Mr. T wants to operate on you. Actually, he teaches you how to make the best of a bad situation. That guy is my new hero. But what is T's advice on this situation? That's right, going from tripping to tripping. What's going on here?
Mr. T, your
Recoup instead.
pants.
Yes, that's the obvious answer. When you forget to wear your pants, just take off more clothes. Didn't you advise us against this behavior earlier? In the chapter on cheating, we learn how to misuse both an Adidas outfit and a slip and slide. Since all he's been doing so far is swatting at imaginary elves, I guess someone had to finally teach T how to breakdance.
Hey, look at that.
You know, normally I'd make a joke, but it's the 80s and he's Mr. T, so those ladies are probably gonna fuck him. I think the 80s might have been the only time when a group of white kids taught a black man in gold jewelry how to break dance. Mr. T may be impressed, but personally, this is the strangest way I've ever seen someone fight constipation.
Hey, you people at home, are you getting this? One day you might be as good as me.
I actually believe him. If I don't give a shit, then I too will be just as good as Mr. T at breakdancing. Our next step in being somebody is respecting one's mother.
Well, your mama is
Hold
so...
it, wait a minute. Don't bring anyone's mother into this. She ain't here. If it wasn't for your mother, you wouldn't be here. So remember, when you put down one mother, you put down mothers all over the world.
Yeah, take that, early 90s comedy. Also, I'm glad these two are now getting along, but why were they hanging out to begin with?
Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I always love her.
I will treat my mother right, Mr. T, and I'll start by never playing her this song. Good thing you got some backup vocals here by, I don't know, the Substitute Teachers? I'd believe Mr. T's sincerity in this song, except I keep seeing him look off to the side at the lyrics.
She's a queen, second to none. Take care of mother, you only get one.
But what is being somebody if you're not in good shape?
What y'all doing to your bodies? Popcorn, potato chip, candy, soda pop. This ain't good. You gotta keep your bodies in shape.
Oh, come on. What about the girl who's planning on eating a boombox?
This is a gym right here. Yeah. Can I borrow this?
Yes.
Can you do this?
I would make a joke right now about exercising by lifting an iPod, but I don't own an iPod. I still own a boombox, so really, this is good advice for me to get in shape. Also, if memory serves me correctly, one pulled up white sock with blue stripes clearly means he's gonna fuck the popcorn. They all leave to get some more exercise, but it's nice they stopped off somewhere so that Mr. T could change his clothes first. The lesson here is, if you work out with a bunch of kids at a playground, you too could win the role of Major Payne. And then they all go kill themselves. If you've come this far and wondered just how in the hell Mr. T got so awesome at rapping, well, you're in luck, because that's what the next chapter is on.
Rapping is like street poetry. It lets you express your feelings inside, or the way you are. It's like your signature, your outfit, or the way you move.
Thank you, girl from Spy Kids, for teaching me about rap. But what does T think rapping is?
Rapping is a way of saying knock knock.
Who's there?
Me, open the door and listen to what I got to say.
That's breaking and entering. At least he's rapping on all the stuff kids love talking about. Religion, school, and what else?
This morning you wake up, turn on your radio. You rhyme with the rappers on the records that you know. As you talk about war and poverty and the cold hot Sunday reality. You gotta realize me a hell of a lot, but you better thank God for what you got. Stop being so depressed, tree up, don't be sad, cause they ain't dropped the bomb, so it ain't that bad.
Oh yeah, the Cold War. I don't know what's funnier, the rap or one of the girls' joygasm.
But believe in me and I'm Mr. T, that's not where it's at.
Maybe this is a good rap. After all, it sucks. I know, that wasn't very nice of me. Best to literally school me on friendship.
Where I come from, a true friend is someone that when you get bit by a snake in the big toe, they'll be there to suck the poison out.
I'd only suck poison out the ass. After all, that's what they did in the zany 80s comedies.
Oh no, a snake just bit me in the big toe.
Sometimes a true friend is hard to find. Excuse me.
Hang on. I wanted to see where that went. Mr. T in shorty shorts and gold chains sucking another man's toe in a classroom? This girl gets it though. Maybe one day I too can star in my own tampon commercial. And if you really want to play that instrument without the chair breaking or the bow flying away, turns out you just need to put an umbrella on it. Mr. T gives the same kind of advice my senile great-grandma gives to her cats. The special ends with story time involving Mr. T talking about gang violence, and it's a little distracting because you keep hearing his jewelry clinking around.
There was this young man named Ricky. He liked this young lady named Jackie. I guess he was about 17, 18 years old. Now, where Ricky lived at, there was a street gang called the Mighty Midgets. And where Jackie lived at, there was a street gang called the Crazy Cats.
See what I mean? Wait, what was the name of that gang again?
There was a street gang called the Mighty Midgets.
I really want to see that movie. Too bad T gives up on his story.
But what?
I can't remember. I might get the story wrong. You got to go read the ending yourself.
Well, it turns out he was actually plagiarizing his warring gang story from Romeo and Juliet.
Well, the real story is called Romeo and Juliet, and it was written by this English guy named William Shakespeare.
That English dude? I thought he only wrote old-time stories.
No, little brother. He wrote a lot of good stuff, and you can check him out at the library.
Hey, you might laugh, but Mr. T is perfectly equipped to talk Shakespeare, mainly because he didn't involve gnomes. Well, midgets, yeah, but he didn't put them in cone hats and make them sing Elton John songs all the damn time. Alright, so what words should we take away from this?
I want to thank you for hanging out with Mr. T. I'll see you again very soon. I'll be ready whenever you push that rewind button.
Really? You're that unconfident with your words that you're expecting the viewer to rewind it and watch it again? I mean, yeah, we did that in school, but it isn't because we needed to watch it a second time. It's because we wanted to extend nap time another 45 minutes. Well, at least this one's a little more genuine than Justine Bateman shaming me for wanting to get laid. And hey, if this were 1984 and I had breakdancing, bad rapping, boomboxing, new editioning, and not Amy Granting to fall back on, maybe I could apply all of that to my own life. In other words, it so needs to be 1984 again. The upbeat 1984.
Now everybody's got their time to play, but I pity the fool when there comes a day when he finds out his only guarantee is to make sure that he will be somebody.
Be somebody. You know you can.
Be somebody.
And here's Janine, cool as a peppermint ice cream, in her pink ensemble and flossy white pumps. Steer every breeze, Janine. It's getting hot in here.